This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. And now you can use code SimLicy at checkout on both the EA app and the Sims.com when you guys are buying Sims 4 packs, so please keep me in mind so you can support me and my channel. Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build and another build here in the world of Tomarang, I believe is how you say it, which is the new world coming with The Sims 4 for rent. Thank you so much to EA for providing me with this early build of the expansion pack so I could share it with you guys a little bit early. This is going to be the for rent expansion pack and base game only, and keep in mind it's not final software, so things are subject to change upon the actual release of the expansion pack. So I am building apartments, which I am very, very excited about. This was so fun, and I'm so happy that we can build apartments, and they seem to like work really well. I've been kind of skeptical about the whole like process of how it's going to work and stuff, but it's super easy. You could literally probably turn any build that you have made with multiple homes or apartments into a new rental, and it should be so easy to transfer because all you have to do is just like click on the room, and there's either a shared room and you can add different units. It's just like, it's super easy. So I'm very impressed, and I really enjoyed building this. I have no idea how it works uploading them to the gallery because I haven't done that yet. This version of the build does not have access to the gallery, so yeah, we will see. But I will save this build and the previous one that I did, which was a family home, and you guys should definitely check that out if you guys missed it. But yeah, I will save my saves and everything and upload them to the gallery when I get the game actually in my game. So yeah, this apartment building, I wanted to look a little bit more on the cheap side, a little bit more realistic is kind of the look I was going for, just like affordable apartments. There's 4 of them, and the lower ones have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and the upper ones have 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. The upper ones have a balcony, and then the lower ones have like a yard space, which I was very happy about because I really enjoyed doing the landscaping. And I do go through and pick out the wallpaper, the flooring, and like arrange the bathrooms and the counters. I wanted these to be like move-in ready apartments was my plan. So there's no furnishing in any of them. I do plan on furnishing them, but I'm gonna wait till I have my other packs because I figured if I furnished all of these with just the for rent expansion pack and base game, they would start to look pretty similar and wouldn't have much different personality. I mean, I could have probably made it work, but I wouldn't have been like totally satisfied. So I am going to wait, but there's some really good furniture pieces, and if you guys haven't seen my first build, you will see some of the furniture pieces in that one. And then in this one, you will also see, as well as that one, some of the live edit object landscaping plants, which I think are all so good, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with them. There's some that are really similar to the Island Living expansion pack, some of like the palm trees and different plants that you see, they're like the same, but some of them are new, and I really like the textures on them and stuff, and so I've been enjoying using them. So you'll see some of that in this build, and there's some other good live edit objects too, but I didn't go too crazy because like I said, these aren't furnished, so I was trying to just keep them move-in ready like I was talking about. But yeah, I really like the way this like build looks. I like the windows have a bit more of like a paint missing, and they look a little bit more worn. Same with the awnings that I chose, and so yeah, I love that feel. It just feels a little bit more realistic that way. There's also these really interesting wall decals that I didn't use in this build or the other one. I'm definitely gonna have to use them in my next one. But you can make the home look more, or the apartments rather, look more run down, and like the wallpaper is peeling and you can see bricks behind them, and just like those really cool wall details that we've gotten with like other packs too. There's some new ones in this expansion pack, and I was really hoping to have the chance to do a build and buy overview, but as most of you guys know by now, I do have a toddler and baby. She just turned 3 months yesterday as I'm recording this. By the time this goes up on my channel, it'll be a couple of days, but on the 30th she turned 3 months, and she's so precious. But anyways, between the two of them, I haven't had much time to make videos. I'm definitely getting more in the groove of it, as you guys might have noticed I'm having more videos up on both of my channels, this one and my CC channel, but yeah, I'm still getting into the groove of it and don't have a whole lot of time to record these days, especially my husband's been working a lot, so it's just how it goes. But I thought I would let you guys know I really wanted to do a build and buy overview because I haven't done one in a while for a pack. And I also wanted to do a tutorial on apartments, but I can still do that once I have the pack in my game. But we'll see, maybe I'll get a little bit more time to record a few extra videos this weekend. We will see, but right now it's not looking like it. But anyways, here you can see I finished like the back of the house. I still have 2 apartments. I keep calling it a house, I feel like, but it's an apartment. But anyways, I put together the back of the build so you can see there's the balconies. And here I'm trying to figure out how I can keep the yard space separate. And so I fence it all in, and I used 2 different fences just because I used the platform tool to create the sidewalk at the front of the house, front of the apartments. I'm so used to saying house in my builds. I'm gonna have to get used to saying apartments. I can build apartments now. Anyways, I used the platform tool, and so I wanted to use the 2 different fences. That way the fence didn't look weird because it does raise it up if you put it on top of a platform next to a part that's on the ground. And so I thought it would just look weird and uneven, but I think the combination of the fences actually look really good together. And I really like this particular fence that I have going around the majority of the yard space because it looks like a live edit object fence from base game that I've used in a lot of builds in like Mount Komarabi and those sorts of like Japanese style builds. And so I think it's a really similar style, and it definitely fits in with like this whole Southeast Asian style for this build, which or for this world rather. It just like fits into this style so well. So I'm very happy about that. Here I'm working out the floor plan for the upper apartments. Just 1 bedroom in those. Maybe you could squeeze 2 in and have like each bedroom have its own entry to the balcony space, but I wanted the entry to the balcony space to go through the living room. And I think if you had 2 bedrooms, there'd probably be like no living room space. These aren't very big apartments. I think these are more like starter to small family apartments. The upper ones definitely for like a single sim or a couple, and then you could have a small family in the lower ones. But I'm really looking forward to decorating these ones. I think they're gonna be able to like have a lot of personality in them. At least my plans, you know, how I envision them being decorated. I think they can have lots of personality. So I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to having my other packs and of course my Reshade. I always miss that in the tool mod. I get so accustomed to using those when I don't have it. I'm like, oh man, and I like try to use it and I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't exist. But anyways, these decorations here on the roof, I end up just putting the decorative ones, but there are functioning ones, and I didn't place the functioning ones just because I wasn't sure if I was placing them correctly. But I think they're like for water collection, something like that. Actually, I might be wrong, but anyways, there are functioning ones if you want to do that gameplay, but the ones I have here are decorative. And now I'm going into the live edit objects, just picking out some different things just to kind of clutter it up and make it feel a little bit more realistic, like the power lines and those like electrical boxes that I put next to them. I also put some large trash cans out on the street and a little bit of landscaping on the outside of the apartment buildings just to make it feel more like connected to the environment was my thought process behind that. But I particularly like the landscaping that I did within the side yards, especially the one on the right of the screen right now. I think that one looks really well. And yeah, I love these red bushes, by the way. They're like the same bush that we have from base game in both live edit objects and the regular build catalog. But yeah, they come in this red color now in this world, and I really like them. I think they're so just, I don't know, pretty, and it's such a beautiful red color, so I really enjoyed using them in this build. But yeah, here you can see some of those landscaping plants that I was talking about, the different palms. Some of them you may recognize from Sulani like I was talking about, but there's some that are new, and these bushes. And then here I'm going to place another palm tree, and I use this like little planter decoration just to sort of box it in and make it feel a little bit more like it's part of the neighborhood and not the apartment complex itself necessarily. And then here I'm just doing some terrain paint. I wanted the grass to not be so green. It was like feeling very lime green, and I just wanted to tone it down a little bit, but I do lots of other terrain paint over it. But I think having this more muted base was better for me to work with. But here I just create a little pathway using these debug stepping stones or live edit objects stepping stones around the side of the apartment, and I do the same with the apartment on the other side. This is a new grill with the expansion pack. I was thinking that the grills came with the apartment, so I gave each of these grills, or each of these apartments grills rather. My goodness, it has been a long day. I'm recording this at night and I don't do many voiceovers at night, so forgive me, but it has to be done now, so that's when it's getting done. But yeah, here you can see I'm adding those other stepping stones, but I think that's kind of maybe not super realistic to have a grill come with your apartment, but I don't know, maybe it is. Here I'm adding some of these live edit objects planters and a bicycle, and I was like, no, this is too much like personal detail. I do add a few of them, of the planters anyways, on the next apartment, just because I thought they would look so good within the landscaping. And so you'll see that here in just a moment, but mostly it's just regular greenery, bushes, plants, a few things with flowers, and again, these red bushes I think look so good. I'm obsessed with them. Let me know if you guys like them as much as I do, but I think the color of them is like so perfect. And then I do go through and do a little bit of light terrain paint over the grass, just adding like a darker green, but it still has a bit of that like muted green color, so I think that looks really good. And there I just added another grill. And then here I'm doing the landscaping on this side. And like I said, this one's my favorite, but I do add some of those like potted plants, even though it's kind of like a personal touch. Maybe the landlord added them themselves, or maybe the previous tenant left them behind. That's definitely a possibility. I've definitely lived in rentals where the previous tenant had left like a couple of things. Not planter pots or anything like this, but like dishes and things I found in the cupboards. But yeah, I really like the way this one looks. So let me know if you guys agree as well. And also the electrical boxes that I put on the sides of the building, I don't believe are functional. I think they are purely decorative, but they look so cool in my opinion. I think they have so much detail on them, and I'm just really enjoying this pack. If you guys can't tell, let me know if you guys have been enjoying watching content from various creators that you guys watch, if you enjoy liking or watching my builds, or kind of what you guys are thinking about this expansion pack. Are you guys interested in it? Are you excited? Are you maybe holding off for a sale, or waiting to see all of the content that comes out before you make up your mind? But let me know, I'm curious. I think I end up deleting those flower pots that I do have in front of that door over there. I was going to keep them just to add a few more like details at the front of the build, but I think I get rid of them. Here I'm adding mailboxes, and I'm not exactly sure how the mailboxes work in the Furrin expansion pack. I'm gonna have to figure that out, because I just added one for each apartment, and I'm not really sure how they function during actual gameplay, because only one apartment will be active at a time, and you can't technically see into the apartments. You'll have to use, you have to go through a loading screen to go into the other apartments. So yeah, I'm not sure how it works. Let me know if you know, of course. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the entire exterior of the build, but here I'm moving on to the interior. So for the interior, like I said, I pick out the wallpaper, the flooring, the placement for the counters, and basically anything that would be their standard like move-in ready for the apartment. So no personal decorations like paintings or furniture or anything like that. But I really enjoyed picking out the wallpaper and flooring though. I think it all looks really good. The layout of the kitchens and bathrooms were a little bit hard for me to do. I do wish this pack would have came with more wallpaper. Like we would have got like, I don't know, maybe just like, I don't know, just some different for like bedrooms and stuff. We got that one wallpaper that I use here in like the main living area, and I guess that's, I think it's actually technically an outdoor wall texture. I'm not sure if it is, but I think it's in the plaster category. I might be wrong about that, but we did get a lot of nice new flooring. I didn't use it in this build just because I felt like this base game one was giving the look that I was going for. Maybe I should have tried to use one that came in this pack. I don't know. I just felt like this one worked really well, but there are really nice floorings that come with this expansion pack. Here I'm just continuing picking out the wallpaper for the upper apartments and the bathrooms and stuff. I wanted each apartment to be a little bit different, but still similar. So the wallpapers are the same, but the kitchen counters have different colors in them, and I think a little bit of a different layout in each of them. And then the bathrooms are, I think, similar. At least the downstairs ones are both the same, and then the upstairs ones, because of course they are different sizes and everything. But Yeah, over here is going to be the bathroom. So the bathroom was a bit of a struggle. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to place everything, so I kind of shuffled things around. But I figured since these lower apartments had 2 bedrooms, you may end up having a toddler in here if you had like a small family or something. And so I wanted to make sure that I included a bathtub. So I end up using the base game shower with the curtain and everything. So you'll see that here in just a little bit. But yeah, just trying to figure out what color combinations I'm going to use and how these are going to be laid out here for the upper apartments. And yeah, I don't know, I really liked figuring these out. It's kind of hard for me to talk about a build without actual Sims living in them, because I feel like I talk about the Sims quite a bit. So I'm like, what do I even say about this? I'm just picking out decorations basically. But I also really like the doormat. Maybe that's something I shouldn't have included, because maybe that's something that would be like a personal decoration, but I thought they were so cute and I couldn't help but use them. So you could easily replace them with something else if you had a Sim move in, but I really like the way they look. Here I kind of had the, I guess it's an air conditioner. I had it in the wrong location, and I believe these are functioning if you have seasons, so that's pretty cool. But I kind of have to shuffle things around a little bit to get it to work. But I didn't want to delete it because there was really no other place in these upper apartments that they fit, and so I just left them there. And I figured you could probably put like a small shelf above it just to add some extra detail when you're decorating it, or at least that's my plan when I go to decorate it. So it's something to think about if you guys decide to play in these unfurnished, because I will have 2 different versions. I'll upload them unfurnished to the gallery, and then I'll go through and furnish each of them and then upload it that way too. So you have a couple of different options, and that's my plan, I think, for most apartments that I do, depending on maybe the size of them. Maybe all of them I won't decorate necessarily, but I will upload them individually, have like just like the base apartments and then the furnished ones later. But yeah, here I'm adding those showers like I was talking about. I think these ones fit with the style of build a little bit better, and I really love these new sinks. I think they're so pretty with like the tile work in this, like the bowl itself. I think is really pretty. And then the potties are new. They're squat potties or squat toilets. I'm saying potty, I guess, because of my almost 3-year-old is doing amazing with potty training these days. I'm very thrilled about that. He like uses it exclusively at home now, and so now we're working on going out in public and using the potty at preschool and stuff, but at home on the potty every time. He's doing so good. But yeah, here I'm just adding those final few details, and then we're on to the screenshot. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.